price, as did full-service gas stations. Those companies and businesses fell to changing technology. Consumer preferences also necessitate change. Zenith TVs, Pontiac cars, gone. Yet both televisions and cars are still very much in vogue. Budweiser is under pressure from craft beers, Diet Pepsi from healthier alternatives. Compaq didn't fail because computers became obsolete, nor did Yahoo falter because search engines became a thing of the past. What will happen to automobile service stations as the car industry moves away from combustion engines to electric vehicles? There certainly will not be any oil to change, tune-ups to perform, or engines to rebuild. The coal industry is almost certainly going to become a relic of the past. Longer term, the same is likely true of other fossil fuel industries. Yet, as constant as change is, and as imperative as it is, making change happen seems to be extraordinarily difficult. We are, as the saying goes, creatures of habit. We know this to be true. Trying to change an old habit, like nail-biting or cracking joints, is enormously hard. Similarly, trying to start a new habit is equally challenging. Most New Year's resolutions to exercise regularly or read a certain number of books a year or whatever it may be so often fall by the wayside. Thus, one of my friends proudly said they never failed to execute upon any of their resolutions because they didn't bother to make any. As hard as change is for an individual, it is at least as hard for an organization, or even just a team of people such as a department or division of an organization. The momentum, the habits, the actions, the attitudes, and the beliefs of many people all must change and become aligned, not just one person. Accordingly, some have estimated that about 70% of all corporate change efforts fail. Others take issue with that statistic, saying the data isn't clear and the failure rate isn't that abysmal. None dispute, however, that change is hard and fails to achieve its desired results a very significant % of the time. This book was written against these two premises. 1, the necessity for businesses to change, and 2, the difficulty in making change happen. Specifically, this book is intended to address the glaring need to help leaders drive the changes they think are required for their team, department, division, company, or organization to not only survive, but thrive. Of course, it is ultimately the responsibility of the leader to decide upon the correct path, and I cannot do that for them. Such a decision requires a deep analysis of the business issues and the likely state of the market down the road. Having made that critical decision, a leader is then faced with the challenging task of making the decision become a reality. That is where this book can be of value. This book is written from real-world experiences and lessons learned in advising and working with a number of different executives and organizations, including the hands-on experience and success at driving change at Bridgestone Americas. Bridgestone Americas is an excellent example of how companies can adapt, change, and withstand the test of time. In the United States, the story begins with Firestone. Firestone is an iconic brand, going back to its founding by Harvey Firestone. In 1900, Firestone started producing pneumatic tires, and those tires could be found on most Ford automobiles, as well as many other cars. The company grew to a great conglomerate, a massive Firestone empire. Over time, however, like many mature organizations, the once great company struggled for several reasons in the 1960s and 1970s, but certainly not because tires became less relevant.